If income was the problem, raises would fix everything, right? But we both know they don't. Most people don't live paycheck to paycheck because they don't make enough. They live there because they have money leaks everywhere. And the worst part, it's not big stuff. It's food, convenience, and habits that they don't even remember spending on. I don't budget by cutting everything I enjoy. I cut the leaks that make people sloppy, stressed, and stuck. If your budget feels miserable, it's already broken. And I'm going to show you a system that actually works for normal people who still want to live a life. So let's dive in. First thing we're going to talk about today is why raises don't fix living paycheck to paycheck. Why is that? Let's dive in. I'm going to dive in with a personal example. When I got my first career job, I went from making like $35,000 a year to $60,000 a year. It was a big jump. With that, that is the most money I'd ever made in my life up to this point, and I was beyond ecstatic. The funny thing about this was my bills that I paid every single month never changed. But what did change? The way I live in my lifestyle. I got to go out and eat more. I got to go out and drink more and party with my friends. I got to spend more on the things that I want, as far as clothes, games, consoles, all these extra necessity materialistic items that I didn't need, but I had access to before, but now I have more money, so that decision got a lot easier, being able to go out and purchase those bigger ticket items. Nothing about my life was changing and moving in the right direction, which my direction I wanted to go was continuously forward. I wanted to have that safety net in my savings account, start really building up my 401k, and start really paying down my debt. But when I got this $60,000 and thought to myself, now I finally have enough money because my bills are low enough that I'm going to be able to start doing all this stuff, I didn't. Doesn't make me a bad person. I just wasn't smart. I wasn't educated. I didn't have a system in place to allocate where this extra money started going and how to utilize it. This is where my financial leaks came into play. These were leaks I already had, but when I got that raise, I got that increase in income, those little holes grew and multiplied. And now they're big leaks that are just pouring through. I was adding fuel to a fire that was already out of control. And this is where the budgeting system I'm going to teach you is where we first start the ball rolling. We need to take a look at your financial leaks and understand, what do we have going on that we don't need, and how can we cut back to help plug some of those holes. Now, what are financial leaks? Let's dive into that. So financial leaks are anything that's not necessary to your daily living. I would consider financial leaks being eating out, whether it be fast food, going out to dinner or lunch with friends all the time, ordering food from like DoorDash, Uber Eats. We'll hear more about that in a second, of how that can really destroy your income that you have coming in and you not realize it. Anything as far as like getting those Starbucks coffees, Alani's, if you have vices, like nicotine, anything like that, these are all different things that you don't have to have, but you choose to. You choose to spend your money on this. Now, what I like about the system the budgeting system that I've created is as real. We're people. At the end of the day, we're humans. We're still going to want to go out to eat occasionally. We're still going to want to go grab drinks with friends. Still going to want to grab that Starbucks coffee. Have our vice, our vapes, our nicotine pouches, whatever it may be. And that's where this budgeting system is built for you. This is not an extreme budgeting system that you're going to have to try and be so stuck to. And then when you fail, because you ultimately will, because it's not sustainable, then you're going to feel shame and guilt and go on a binge of spending that extra money that we found that you have leaks at. This is about finding those leaks, acknowledging those leaks, and then seeing on what we can cut back, and then keeping those items that keep you sane. Still having some of those leaks, because it's okay to have leaks. We just need to focus on how many do we need to have and where can we allocate this money to this way and pivot. And that's what my budgeting system is. This is for real people wanting to live real lives on a day-to-day basis. A system that you can actually do on a day-to-day basis. And this is all systems that my wife and I currently use at this present point in time that we are using to get out of debt, build up our savings account, our safety net, and still live the life we want to live. Our budgeting system, we've paid off credit cards this year, added more money than we've ever added to our savings account, and then also went to Rome and Europe. Went to Rome and Italy. Well, those are the same. Went to Rome and London. There we go. I'm human. You're human. Building something that is sustainable is more important than trying to do something extreme quickly. So, financial leaks. This is the thing that I need you to lock in on and start figuring out what are your financial leaks. The way I did this is comb through my bank account and started seeing, okay, after the bills are paid, what are the other things that I'm spending money on every month that's extra? That's going to lead me to my next thing. My biggest financial leak. What was my biggest financial leak? My biggest financial leak was DoorDash. I was spending, on average, $300 to $400 a month on DoorDash alone. I was ordering DoorDash 4 to 5 times a week. Just think about that. That was $300 or $400 extra dollars on food when I was still buying groceries to cook at dinner for myself at night. That's mind-blowing. And that's not including that $300 or $400 on just DoorDash, is not including going out with friends for social events, grabbing drinks, grabbing dinner with friends. Maybe I didn't DoorDash this week. I DoorDashed all this week, and then this weekend I go out and hang out with friends and we grab lunch, we grab dinner, we buy drinks. It was crippling me. This $60,000 new salary I had was getting me nowhere. And it was because of leaks like this. When I got this raise, I had more money, so I was able to order food more for a convenience reason and pure laziness. It was laziness on my part and convenience. There was times where DoorDash made sense. It made sense for me to order it. And I'm going to say that for you. There's times where it probably makes sense to order it. But on a daily basis, every single day, it is an unnecessary expense that you don't need to be locked into. There's so many other things you can do that are way cheaper, and you can put that money back in your pocket. Ask yourself, what would you do with an extra $300, $400 a month? That could be a bill, maybe 2 bills. Maybe that's going in the savings account. That's building that safety net up. This is what we are doing. We are identifying those financial leaks to be able to start seeing what we need to plug and fill. So this first system I'm going to teach you is a micro system that is added with a bunch of other microsystems to create one big system. My wife, a lot of my credit goes to her. She's very smart when it comes to budgeting and being able to be resourceful and stretch a dollar. I've always been financially savvy, but she was doing things in a way I'd never thought about before and really opened my eyes up to how I can get better, refine, and hone in, but then still we can live the life that we want to live. So this first micro system that I'm going to teach you, super basic. Anybody and everybody can do it, and this will be the foundation that we build everything off of. With that being said, on this next episode, we're going to start diving into it more. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell as we start rolling out these videos and start building on this system. Then from there, we're going to start moving on to the next microsystem, and create that beautiful system that allows you to have a budget without being miserable and live the life you want to live. It's not going to require you to find the next get-rich-quick scheme, get extra income, go work another job. We're going to hone in and fix what you already have going on and get you to the place that you want to be. My name's Derek. Welcome to the Happy Piggy Bank.